Okay, so I'm live. I did not advertise this because honestly, I just saw this earlier and it kind of just triggered me a little bit. So I'm sure that many people have heard of, and sorry about the fan, I hope y'all can hear me. And if you're in the chat, you can say hey or whatever. But basically, all right. Hmm. So Katie Joy put a video out today, and this time she's attacking Jessa Duggar. Now, I just found out about this Katie Joy recently, and so I didn't like what I saw, and then I looked into it more, and honestly, the more I looked into it, the worse it got. And then today, when she put this out, I was just really, I had just had it. So I had to make a video. And I know I don't have that many followers, and I'm sure she sees this. She's going to make cracks about that. But I am not monetized. I don't get on here and ask for money or anything like that. This channel is actually more for reaching the lost. So I guess that would kind of categorize this video as well because you're lost. So anyway, the video, I'm going to go ahead and start it out. I hope you can hear it. Um, You're going to try to make you see.
Today, the support is coming in the form of a picnic at the new home site. In charge of this meal and most others are Duggar daughters Jill, Jana, Jessa, and Ginger. On the menu is one of Dad's favorites.
And why is she showing this anyway? I mean, she just wants to, I guess, reiterate about how those poor children are made to learn to cook. I wish I could get a little closer to the TV. Oh, yeah. Intelligent. That's what she says. She's intelligent. And she's going to spill the tea, all right. Except the tea is live. Oh, dear Lord. Yeah, like, that's a dig. Why do that? Okay, who's us? Like she's in with the Duggar family or something? And if you're joining in, you're more than welcome to comment as you would like. And can you hear if you're on here? Let me know by giving a thumbs up or something. No, how about everybody has a different point of view?
No matter what it was, and the facts would be followed wherever they led. And then they were thankful for justice, that there was stuff in the system to help people.
Yeah, well, what's wrong with being thankful for justice? What did she expect them to say?
It wasn't like Jill, where it was like a funeral to me, or it wasn't like Joy's, where they were like, we agreed with this verdict, and have a nice life, Anna, and it definitely was not like Ginger and Jeremy's, who were like, we are fearful for your soul, Joshua, and we truly are hopeful for more justice in the future. Jessa is the only sister left of the girls that were involved with what Josh did all those years ago.
Okay, and now you're going after her. She's a victim and you're going after her. Wow. And who told you what was going on? You don't have any sources? Nobody talks to you, Katie Joy. I'm acting like you're my best friend, like you act like you know all these people. when I ain't never even seen you.
Senate meeting thingy that he did at his house, and they basically had a bunch of people over, and Sandbach talked about why he was running for office. Jessa and Ben were there. Jessa and Ben put out a video in the middle of the trial about why it's important to stand up against people that are LGBT.
Oh, Lord. Here we go.
Obviously, we kind of had the feeling moving into this that Ben and Jessa were kind
Just so you know, you need to take that up with God, not Jim Bob Duggar. That's in the Bible, okay? And I'm certainly not homophobic. I've got lots of gay friends.
what Jim Bob's control looks like for the kids. And I understand it's hard for people to comprehend that a man who's in his 50s can literally control his children that are in their late 20s, early 30s. But it's exactly what happens.
He does not control his children. First of all, I'm going to stop that for a minute because this is just way too much. All right. Now listen, first of all, it's just horrible. The way that she calls herself a feminist and all this kind of stuff, but she victim blames, she bashes, she twists the truth, she clickbaits, and then turns things around. Their father and their mother. That's a good thing, Katie Joy. That's not a bad thing, okay? Here in the South, that's what we call teaching children respect, okay? Now, a lot of people in the South, they do tend to be a little more about biblical values, I guess. But basically, here's the situation, okay? I don't want to make this long and drawn out. And I probably will come back to this later. It's probably not the best day to make this video. My nerves are a little bit heated right now after watching this. And I usually can like let it just roll off my back. It's just that I'm tired of this. She just, I've looked, okay, and I'm just going to bring this up because you're the one that brought this up, Katie Joy. You're the one that wanted to talk about the fact that Jessa, can't take care of herself, or Ben can't take care of her because he's going to be a pastor, wants to be a pastor, and all this other kind of stuff. And basically, I'm just curious, what do you do for a living? I mean, like from what I've watched, you basically sit behind a desk all day and vlog while your child, who you said is autistic, for 10 hours stays in a room or locked out, and you yell at him. And I've heard him in the background talking about how hungry he was, or he was hungry, and your husband walked through there and mumbled something under his breath about tired of being in that room for 10 hours. Like, I don't know. I haven't watched very many of your videos because I can only take them in small doses. If you do see this. But anyway, I just want to say that you made a comment. It's okay. Women can work, right? Women can go to work. Well, is what you do work? I'm just curious because you have 203,000 followers, okay? And excuse me, I'm moving my room around and boxing stuff up. But so you've got 203 subscribers, yet you've got over 2,000 videos, which most are of the Duggars, might I add. And then Jessa has 200,000 subscribers and only 102 videos. And all of her videos are family based. They are, they're showing her beautiful children, a day in the life. And what you're basically saying about her is that she's too stupid, or she's not intelligent enough to run her own YouTube and Instagram, when meanwhile she's got 2.3 million followers, and you've got like 4 different pages, and you got 70 something thousand on one page and a couple thousand on another and 800 on another. And I'm not saying anything about that because, like, I don't have a lot of followers, but that's not what my goal is. That's not what my aim is. So basically, what you're saying is that she can't support herself. Ben can't support her. But yet you do the same thing she does. Y'all have the same job. She does YouTube also. She's got almost as many subscribers as you. However, she's only made 102 videos about her children and family and good moral values and good, good content, like, how to take care of children, how to be a mother, how to love your children, how to cuddle with them, how to get them to stop, you know, beating each other up. She's shown how she cleans her house when it's dirty because the children have been playing. She has shown recipes. She's shown where she gets together with her sister-in-laws and her sister, and they have wonderful times together. And Anna, and it just it seems like they're jealous because she's got 2.3 million followers on Instagram. Yes, 2.3 million followers. You mentioned that on this video right here, and people can look at it if they want to. I'm not going to subject you to any more torture of it, but Katie, you've made your money off of the back of the Duggars, of anything that they've had going on in their life that has been any kind of traumatic or turmoil, like this going on with Josh. I'm just curious. See, now that Josh is locked up, now you're going to move on to the victims, right? You're going to move on to Joanna. I think you did that yesterday, did you? Justice today. Um, Poor Jana, with that whole situation, you went and attacked. You could not wait to attack her, and you keep saying you've got a source, but you don't have a source. You don't have a source, and it just gets me how you can lie and manipulate and stir the pot and try to cause dissension in this family that is already experiencing a lot of grief, a lot of pain, and a lot of suffering. While you sit behind that door, away from your family, away from your husband, away from your son with autism, and you just dig and dig and dig and dig and dig. If they wear pants, oh, they broke Jim Bob's rules. Listen, girl, these girls are married. They're women now. They're married. They have a husband. They decide those things between them and their husband. Okay? They don't go under their daddy's rules anymore. But you know what? There's nothing wrong with having morals, Katie Joy. There's nothing wrong with dressing modestly, okay? Especially if they've had to deal with what they did with Josh when he was younger. Maybe that actually is good parenting because I've seen them mostly wear pants under the dresses. Like, that's not a rule of mine. Like, I don't think it matters if people wear pants or not. But, you don't know why they might put that rule into place. But you're just judging, but yet you want to call Christians hypocrites, but yet you're the hypocrite. You are the hypocrite, Katie Joy, because you said she can't take care of her family without the help of her father, but yet you have no more subscribers necessarily than she does. She's probably doing all right. Okay, I doubt she probably needs help of her father if she doesn't want it. She has a house, and I think that's another thing. I think that you're just petty Betty. I think that you don't like it whenever people are have more fame than you or have more clout or whatever. You try to say they try to act like they're perfect or whatever, but that's not true. And another clickbait you did, which makes me so angry, and that I just watched yesterday, was you said that Derek was watching or videoing live and that Michelle got caught screaming at Jennifer. Well, that scream was about like this. It was very soft. So she didn't break any of her rules, as you said. But I've heard you sit there and scream at the top of your lungs and curse at your little son. Okay? Let's keep it real and not get it twisted. Let's keep it real. Okay? Maybe you need to sit down instead of making all these videos. Maybe you need to watch a couple of Jess's videos and learn how to be a mother. Because she's only 30 and she's got 4 children, and she actually sits and takes time and plays with them, reads with them, cuddles with them. Henry, who was having a little bit of trouble with speech, boy, she jumped on that right off the bat, right up front. She didn't waste no time on that. Good thing for Henry, because I'm sure he'll be better for it because his mother was attentive to his needs. And Jessica is a beautiful girl, and she's beautiful on the inside as well as the outside. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with your physical looks, Katie, but the inside is not very pretty. Not very pretty at all. It's not pretty to talk about somebody else saying they're under mind control of their father because they do YouTube videos or whatever because they have 4 children that they're caring for. I don't even think your husband works, does he? I mean, he's always in there watching your son. Somebody's got to mother him. Somebody's got to be his mother because you're not doing it. So I'm just saying, maybe you could just catch a video and pay attention to the mothering aspect of it and of Michelle as well. That was called correction, honey. That wasn't called yelling. What you did at your son, that's yelling, okay? She was just correcting Jennifer. And she did what any probably other person would do that did not know that they were being filmed. She turned around and said, "Oh, hey," that's what anybody would do, you know. And I would love to see your husband going live and you be in full swing of whatever you're doing with your son and him catch you. I wonder how fast you'd switch, or would you? I don't even know at this point because all the lies and all the deception and all the deceit, it's just really, I mean, it's just nauseating. It really is. And like I said, you're sitting there pointing your finger at the Duggars, and your family is not together. Your family is not happy. I think your problem is you want a family like the Duggars. You do. You wish you had a husband that was attentive to you, like Ben is attentive to his wife. And, the other Duggar sons seem very attentive to their wives. They got one bad apple right now, okay? Josh made some mistakes, and he's paying for them, and he will pay for them. But you also are not perfect. The Duggars have never said they were perfect. Never. No Christian is perfect. And let me tell you something, I'm not brainwashed, okay? So don't say that I must come from some kind of cult like the Duggars, which I don't think the Duggars are in a cult. But um I just I certainly never came from a cult. I did not even know the Lord until I was 27. I was a heathen, um, even pagan at times. Yeah, so I see your Jezebel spirit, and you really need to get delivered from that. Seriously, like I've been delivered from it, so I'm not like throwing any shade at you. It's a real thing, and it just wants to castrate men, honestly. And it's like that's what you're doing because you keep attacking Jim Bob. Everything Jim Bob does is just blah 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 blah. I'm not saying that everything he's done is right. I'm certainly not saying that. Okay? But at least he runs his family. At least he tries to be a father. And I think maybe you didn't have a good relationship with your father or something, so you're jealous of something maybe that those children have that you didn't have. And maybe you wish you had a relationship like Jim and Michelle because Jim Bob seems to love on his wife a lot, and they seem to obviously love each other. They have 19 kids, and they adopted one, so obviously there's some love life there. Um, and they don't sit around and gossip about everybody else. They basically live their life. They seem happy. They seem to revolve around their children. They build a house. They have a lot of land. They seem to be doing pretty good as far as money goes, as you say, because he controls everybody, which I don't believe that's true. I do think he helps his children. I think any parent that has the means to help their children will do it if they can, and if it's something that's good for their children and wouldn't cause them problems in the future. And I'm not saying that I agree with everything Jim Bob's done in handling this situation, but you haven't walked in his shoes, so why would you judge what he's going through? I've never had a child with autism, so I'm not going to judge you and what you're going through. I do have a son that has Asperger's syndrome from a vaccine that he got when he was 18 months old, but very, 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 you know, very high functioning. He's got a very high IQ and very smart. So I don't know what you were talking about in that other video when you said that boy, just because he had autism, could be talked into murdering somebody. that's the most insane, retarded thing I've ever heard. And I'm sorry that I used the word retarded, but because I'm not speaking of children with Down syndrome, I'm talking about a messed up way of thinking. Seriously, like it's just your reasoning is so jaded. It's just like you have created this little world of Katie Joy, and that's where you live, and you let nobody live in there with you. Um, there's a scripture in Matthew 5, and it talks about giving mercy. It says, "Those who give mercy will receive mercy." And, if you give comfort, you'll receive comfort. Well, I watched a live of you the other night where you were trying to talk about something that was burdening your heart, obviously, and you said that everybody's being rude and ignoring you because they were just talking about their issues and all this kind of stuff and talking to each other. Well, that was pretty narcissistic the way you were acting and talking to your subscribers that way. But beyond that, maybe if you gave mercy to other people and maybe if you showed, compassion to other people, they would show those things to you. Like, even your face just looks hard, like harsh. Like, I'm not saying like unattractive, I'm saying like just hard. Like, your heart is hard. Your heart is hardened. So, right now, I'm going to do what the Lord asked me to do and ask you to bless those that curse you, pray for those that persecute you. We know that we're going to be persecuted for, believing and having faith in the end times. So you have an antichrist spirit, so I don't expect really anything much different from you. But maybe you will somehow see this video and maybe you will take to heart what I've said and think about it. Because it's not becoming of you. It's not pretty. It's not a pretty look on you to sit around and talk about what grown women are wearing and talk about how they can't afford this or they can't afford that. You don't know their life. You don't know them, and I don't know them either. Like, I don't know, but I'm saying that, like, you just shouldn't get up there and speculate. That'd be like me getting up there and speculating on you, saying that, you're just this or that, or, just taking a piece of your life that maybe is a sliver of truth and just twisting it around, and just like smiling and getting joy off of your misery. Like, 'cause that's what you're doing. It's so obvious. It's like when you deliver bad news. It's like that song "Dirty Laundry." It's like, you can tell them about a plane crash with a gleam in your eye. It's it's that gleam that I'm talking about. Every time you give bad news or some kind of news about the Duggars, it's like you have a gleam in your eye. Like, you take joy out of that. And that is just evil. I mean, it is evil. What you're doing is evil and you need to stop. I have actually recorded several videos today about this situation after I watched this video, and I can't put them out because I just, it did not have the right spirit about it because I was angry. And the Lord does say it's okay to be angry, just don't sin in your anger. And that's what I'm trying really hard not to do. But I am going to stand up for, first of all, my faith, because I believe in the Bible and the principles that they stand on. I'm not talking about wearing dresses and things like that, because the only thing the Bible says is about women being modest, and I don't think there's anything wrong with modesty. There needs to be a lot more of it these days. Um, and So, I'm not saying I agree with every single thing that they do or every single thing that they say, but a lot of their principles are based on biblical principles, okay? And just because somebody does not jump on the LGBTQ agenda doesn't mean that that person is homophobic. Like I said, I was 27 before I became a Christian. Listen, I've had so many gay friends. I mean, we've tried on each other's beauty pageant dresses. You know, I'm talking, as a grown woman in my 20s. Um, and I've gone to drag shows. I've been to gay pride. I have gay friends, and I'm certainly not homophobic. Okay, but I think that you don't understand what the Duggars are trying to say, because I understand it's not your fault, because the gospel is foolishness to those that are perishing. That's what the word says. So I don't expect you to understand this, but I'm going to try to explain it. Okay? Like, I can love my gay friends, I can love them, but I can still not necessarily agree because of my faith with everything they do. Just like I have a lot of good straight friends that I love them, but I may not agree with everything they do. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to love them. You know what I'm saying? Like, Christ said that we're supposed to love everybody. And, just because they don't stand up for gay pride or gay, um, LGBTQ beliefs, that doesn't mean that they're bad people. It means that they're just standing up for what their faith says and what the Bible says. The Bible says for a man not to lay with another man and a woman not to lay with another woman in a sexual matter. Okay? So that is what they're basing their beliefs from. Okay? And like I said, I came out of the world and I was 27 before I ever knew the Lord. And, so I've lived in the world and I know how it thinks. Okay? So I understand you are just ignorant. You're ignorant to the Bible. You have, you're blind. You're blind and you're deaf when it comes to the things of Christ. And so I'm going to pray for you. I'm going to pray for your hardened heart to be softened. I'm going to pray that my anger goes away, because I don't want to go to sleep angry. So I'm going to get off of here and maybe read my Bible and listen to some praise and worship or something. Um, because that vileness, I mean, it's just like permeated me today, and it's just made me just so angry. And I just can't let that happen. So I'm going to have joy. I'm going to have real joy, not happiness. Happiness means that, that happiness depends on your circumstances. And actual joy, your middle name, Katie, it means to be joyful in all things. It means to have joy despite our circumstances, okay? And I pray that I pray that your life changes and goes in a better way for you. I pray for your son. I pray that he be healed. I pray that your heart be healed. I pray that any pain that you've got be healed. I pray that any attention that you're not getting from your husband, that he would start to give you the attention that you really need from him. I pray for you, Katie Joy. I pray for you. Okay? And even though I'm angry about the things that you're doing and the things that you say and the way that you're making your money, that doesn't mean that I can't love you at the same time, okay? So I'm going to leave it like that. God bless everybody that watches this. And like I said, I'm sorry if it started out as a little heated, but like I said, I've just been trying to process this all afternoon and think how somebody could really, I don't know, just get enjoyment out of watching a family just crumble and fall and just stick their finger in the pot and stir it and stir it and stir it. And then I'm reminded of 2 Timothy 3, and I'll leave you with that, and I'll be off. And it says, but you should know this, that in the last days hard times will come, and people will be lovers of themselves, lovers of money, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disloyal to their people, rejectors of grace, wicked, slanderers, captives to desire, cruel, haters of the good, traitors, impulsive, arrogant, loving lust more than the love of God. Yeah. You know, like I said, I'm praying for you. All right. Well, I hope you have a blessed night. If you watch this some other time down the road, maybe even a year from now, who knows? Maybe you'll never watch it. Maybe somebody else will see it and just not listen to you anymore, if nothing else. Maybe they'll stop contributing to what you're doing because it's not okay. It's not okay to go after Anna. It's not okay to talk about her and her children. It's not okay to talk about Jessa. It's not okay to talk about Joanna. It's not okay to talk about any of them. I mean, it's not okay. It's not okay to rag on Jim, Bob, and Michelle either because, until you're doing a better job as a parent, you might want to leave that alone, okay? All right. Have a blessed night. Bye.